People think that when you get money young, life slows down and you get to start to chill. I used to believe that too, but the truth is money exposes you. It shows you where you're strong and it shows you where you're weak. And if you don't catch that early enough, it'll eat you alive. And I've experienced that firsthand, seeing that in a lot of other people. When I first made money, it felt like I was unstoppable and it felt like I could put everything on pause. And I'm not talking just like a little bit of money, I'm talking like real money, 100K, 200K a month. At the same time, I was so obsessed with my craft of getting better at what I did and getting richer. But in the back of my mind, I always felt like I needed to chill or I could chill. But again, in the back of my mind, I knew that if I took any chance to slow down, the world wasn't gonna, and business and life was gonna keep moving with or without me. And maybe while I was out flexing, someone else who was hungrier than me was working to take over my throne. And that's the trap. Money gives you freedom, but without freedom and no direction, it turns into chaos. You wake up late, you start spending without thinking, and you lose discipline because you get so comfortable and complacent. And before you know it, the same momentum that got you here is now gone. Money feeds off of momentum, and success feeds off of momentum. Success gives you a bigger playing field, and with that, the competition only gets tougher. Don't confuse your net worth with your self-worth. Every time my bank account went up, I felt invincible. And every time my bank account went down or I took a big hit, I felt, I guess you could say, worthless. Money can measure your success in business, but it doesn't measure your value as a person. If everything tomorrow disappeared, who would you be? And I'm asking that whether you're currently rich or maybe you don't have a dollar to your name. But if your only answer is broke, then you're living for the wrong reasons. Build your character, your discipline, and your mindset. Those are assets that no market crash could ever take away.
The biggest piece of advice that I could give to my younger self, let's say my 15-year-old self, when I was trying to get into everything, probably where a lot of you guys are right now, I would say focus on the long-term success rather than the short-term, and measure your success based off of inputs rather than outputs. I think a big mistake that I made starting off, and a huge common mistake just humans in general make, is going into everything that they're doing that's hard, where there's supposed to be a reward. Their only focus is on the reward in tangible form. So for example, getting into something like online business or starting a business or a job, whatever, it's human nature for your only goal to be to make money from it. When in reality, where your mind needs to be is, what can I gain from this? Like, what can I benefit from this outside of that tangible form of, in this case scenario, money? What skills can I acquire from this? For example, you fail at starting a business. It sucks, I didn't make money, but what did you learn from trying to start that business and failing? Keep in mind, it takes X amount of failures in order to achieve your first win. So every time you're failing, you're unlocking a key to open the box of success. And so measure your success based off of inputs rather than outputs. Outputs being like money or tangible things. Inputs being like the amount of things you're doing to try to get the output. Because the more just that goes in, the more inputs down the road eventually is going to bring the output. It's just a matter of when. And another thing that I would tell my younger self is to be patient and understand that it takes time, because it genuinely does. Like, real success, real wins take time. Great things take time.
Most people want success. Most people want wealth, freedom. But what they don't understand is the mindset that it actually takes to get there. I think that the biggest contributing factor to becoming successful is having the right mindset, and the mindset that is actually required in order to get there. And when you're starting off, you're so unaware of what that mindset actually is and the things that you need to know prior to trying to become successful. Now, first things first, most people are always just going to stay in their comfort zone. So if you're watching this video already, that sets you one step ahead of everyone else out there. You're at least trying to make some sort of effort in learning about the things that it takes to become successful so that you can obviously help yourself do so. Majority of people are always going to say, I'd just rather stick with this job even though I hate it. I'd rather not try that because what if I fail? So on and so forth. They're just stuck in their comfort zone. But even once you do make it, there's a lot of things that you need to know about what life is like after achieving a lot of the things you dream of achieving. So first things first, money doesn't solve everything. Most people think that after they make it, all of the things within their life are going to fall into place outside of just things that solve money. But I can tell you right now, that's an illusion. If money solved everything, the wealthiest people in the world would also be the happiest. But we know things like anxiety, loneliness, depression don't disappear just with a bank account that has multiple commas in it. Of course, money solves problems like bills, debt, expenses. You can buy whatever cool shit you want. You can achieve any sort of level of freedom, essentially, that you want. Money is a tool that allows freedom, but it doesn't heal emotional struggles. It doesn't really give you any sort of meaning or purpose. It doesn't heal relationships. And overall, it just, like I said, can't solve the things that money can solve. I want you to take everything that I say with a grain of salt, solely because these are from my personal experiences and the things that I believe. And the way that you perceive these things I'm saying and compare them to your own life or what your life will be like in the future after you become successful may not be the same as mine is now. I can assure you money does solve a lot of problems, but purpose and fulfillment are much deeper needs. Humans naturally are wired for more than just survival. Once our basic needs are met, what we crave is direction and meaning. Purpose gives you a reason to wake up every morning. Fulfillment is the feeling that your life actually matters and that you're doing something beyond just existing. So I think the biggest thing about becoming successful and mindset overall is getting genuine fulfillment off of purpose and doing day-to-day tasks and building something greater and self-improvement rather than feeling like you need to chase fulfillment from buying materialistic things or making money. You need to focus on what matters and the things that are actually going to drive that happiness for deeper fulfillment and deeper purpose. I think that's one of the biggest mistakes that people make, is tying their identity as a whole to just money. Whether they've already made money and are rich as fuck, or whether they're just trying to start to make money and make it their whole personality. That's like rule number one. Just don't tell people your moves, your plans, your goals. Keep them to yourself and just move in silence. But when you start to define yourself as who you are, what you own, the things you do, or your bank account, you're basically setting yourself up for disappointment. Money goes up and down. Status fades. What you own today might not even matter. If your self-worth depends on that, you're gonna always feel fragile. But genuine purpose, on the other hand, is stable. If that's what you care about, that purpose is always going to be there as long as you're still doing the inputs every day to drive that fulfillment from that purpose. So if money isn't the answer, then what is? Well, number one, I've said it multiple times, growth and just constantly becoming a better version of yourself. Two, connection and building deep relationships with people that actually matter in your life. And of course, early on in your stage of your journey, your business, it's going to be hard to build those relationships that you can really count on and stand on. But of course, those come with time. And then three, just contribution, giving back, serving, creating some sort of impact in some way. That's why I'm passionate about making this video, passionate about making videos on my other channel. It brings me genuine fulfillment. It brings me genuine purpose. I know that the impact these videos have is huge, and that makes me feel good. Building my businesses helps other people out there. It makes me feel good. Running my coaching program, it helps other people out there. It makes me feel good. My agency, we help clients make more money. That makes me feel good. So your purpose, your fulfillment needs to come from things like personal growth, connection, contribution, all things that are actually genuinely improving your quality of life as a whole. So at the end of the day, money is a tool. It can make life easier, but it can't make life meaningful. Purpose is what gives money meaning. Fulfillment is what makes life worth living. So instead of asking, how do I get rich? Start asking, what makes me fulfilled, that I can build a real skill off of, that I can offer to other people, that I can then monetize. Too many of you guys are way too focused on just making money off the rip rather than just learning a skill set that's valuable to other people, and other people see the value within that skill set. Then the money starts to flow in. But too many people are focused on just diving into something that brings them no genuine fulfillment. They're solely just in it for the money, and that's where they go wrong. And that's exactly why they crash and burn so quickly. But ask yourself, what impact do I want to create? Who do I want to become?